I think you're
Jay from Team DMA coming at you with the video. So this video is gonna be somewhat live. So the reason why is because Matchy YGO has a live right now as we speaking. I can push his video and it can start. Like I'll show you an example.
right. I
So there
think
is. So
maybe the
Matchy's
last
live
one
right
was
now
Vistos.
as I'm talking. So um, I'm listening to him, and I just wanted to go over some things quickly. Recap: if you are already don't know, Machi's like I believe as a Dark Mission representative that he's like a pioneer. He doesn't follow what everybody else is, and he has his own take on Dark Mission. And I've seen him play, and it does well. There was a lot of cards that I advised him to use that were beneficial, and luckily, he did take that route. Those cards, he's gonna start playing them now, and there was a lot of people angry because of those cards. They say they suck, but the interesting thing is the people who've been winning YCS use the cards that I say to use. They're using the cards that Jay says they're using, and they're saying that's why they're winning, and it helps them win, and it increases their win rate. So slowly, people are starting to do or use the cards that I'm telling them. Like for example, I was watching Loza's live like a few days ago. He started incorporating the cards that I told him. So what's happening after they're incorporating the cards that I tell them? They're starting to win more duels. So the reason for that is just quickly so we can watch this live because he only has maybe like 2 3 minutes left and he's leaving. Then also I have to do a quick recap on his deck. So basically, you have your build, like everyone has their own build, but there's certain cards that you can stack on top of it. So your opponent has to break through like 3 4 negates and then 3 4 interruptions. So when you add it up on a calculator, you have somewhere around 7 to 8, like a mixture of negations and interruptions, and that's how the AC 130 works. So people are starting to understand that you can stack layers of negations and interrupts, and that's the way the current tier 0 format plays. So the AC 130, which is like a 5-year old deck, that's what it does. There's layers to it, so you have to go through it all. And people are playing their typical normal combo lines, like their regular deck, but then they're playing layers on top of it, and they're doing the style like of the AC 130. So what do I mean by that? There's the regular negations, interruptions, and then multiple layers of floodgates. They also stack on top combo lines and like hand traps. So when you look at it all in a calculator, right, like you punch in numbers, you're sitting somewhere around 7 to even 10. Some people are reaching 12. Like my deck can do 12 negates and interrupts a mixture, and that's what's helping them. So Matchy decided to go with the Dark Mission branded. So let's go quickly and then end the video. So here is what he says is solid, which is fine. And then as he moves along, he introduces more cards and he tells you these are what he's playing. And then you see here the branded side. And then here with the Nadir Servant, and you're seeing some extension plays. And then here is more of a full. Then after that, that's it. I think it's either this one or the next one, and we're done. So here he's just discussing, like I said, there's some cards that he's trying to decide whether to put in or not. But when you saw the beginning of the video, the two first shots of the pictures, they were the ones that were the cards that were staples that he they're in the deck. But he's stacking cards on top because he's trying to decide. A video is a decision on what to play. And you can see more of the deck as we progress here, what it looks like and what he wants to play. I think, okay, this is the final video. So this is the end of the video. We can click on the live because he's live. So there he is. He's live. So
So what? Like we'll play one mag,
I always suggest to people to play.
one mag and two Druids, or
Yeah, so I hadn't seen this, but I always tell people to stack cards on top of your deck. Um, so what happens, and I have to end the video already, but what happens is you have, like, for example, your Dark Mission and then your branded working. Then on top of that, you have your hand traps, your combos, all kinds of stuff going on, and you have some floodgates. So when you grab a piece of paper or a calculator, you start typing in the negations and interrupts, you start noticing, like I said, you're hitting somewhere around 4 negations, 4 interruptions, and the deck is stacking more, then you have the bestial floating in the background. And that doesn't even include the extra deck, because the extra deck is more layers, right? They can special summon, you can banish, non-targeting Omni negates, things to banish. So once you start noticing it starts going above 12, even, yeah, above 10 to 12, and then you start getting into the tier 0 category, which it's too much to get rid of. It's too much interactions, and you're going to be ahead of your opponent. So I always tell people, you can always throw Bestial in there. Not a big engine. The deck is more to flow above the deck, and that's what the AC 130 does too. So you have the Dark Magician, like the deck itself. It's not affected by any hand trap or nothing. Shifter, doesn't matter what. They can even stop the extra deck that doesn't affect us at all. So what happens is the deck has Omni multiple negations, and then plus you have the cherry on top, the extra deck, and then floaters on top of everything, being the bestial, and that's what you see in my deck. So that's the budget version. Now when you go top tier, you're gonna play cards like here, like Matchy, which is, to be honest with you, people can argue all they want, but Branded is the top tier deck. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It's like saying the sun is outside when it's outside. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It's just a fact. It's just a fact, like someone saying water is wet. Like, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with you. It's just a fact. So there's a fact that Branded is top tier. So it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. The Branded deck has won enough YCS and has topped the law and has stayed at top for a long time, and it's still there, and it's still strong. And I've showed you guys some broken decks, and even I've lost to it. I don't shy away. I tell you guys the truth. And I was one of the first people that pioneered, that told you guys Branded and Dark Magician would come together in the future, but Branded wasn't as powerful yet. Remember, I told you guys Branded will reach a peak, and now it's around the time. So this is excellent, Dark Magician Branded, and you can see Matchy on the live. He's going for the bestial, and I tell people, I told Matchy and I tell everybody else who plays Dark Magician, you want to include a minimal number of bestial, but they're going to be floating in the background. So it's kind of like birds. So what happens is you end up having like a very violent deck that no matter what you do, there's an out to everything. And the fact that he doesn't play Eternal Soul, that's already deadly too, because you can't pop anything to pop the board anymore. That's not available on his deck. So that's strong, plus the bestials. And if you know how to target them, time them, and combos. Before we end the video, one last card that I would advise Matchy to play, like Sanctifier, he has to put it in the deck. But Azealia, he's sleeping on it because the Drissworm combo with the triple or quad pop. So you banish, special, link, Azealia pop, Drissworm pop, and then you can still attack pop. And then they can't get rid of the monster. And you're like, yeah, but that's not enough. You have the rest of your deck. You should have another 6 or 8 negates on top of everything I said, and that's what the AC 130 does. So he cut the cards that I told him weren't going to work, because those cards, when he was playing in the YCS, he saw that they weren't winning him duels. So if you want to learn what cards they are, you can see his video. That's why he has the live stream. But I'm going to cut into the live stream a little bit, and then we're going to end the video with that.
Oh, D-shifter instead of barrier. Sorry, I was so lost. I mean, we play around barrier by playing around that, but like shifter.
So there is some cards that you can put on the extra deck just in case.
I think, yeah, Boldrake too. Boldrake can come in here as well.
So I'm gonna end the video with that. I'm gonna put a link to his live so you can see his live stream and see everything. But if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I support Matchy. I always have. And one thing that I like about Matchy that is different from everybody else, everyone else cries and complains about Dark Magician. Matchy never does that. He just gets the job done. He's more of my style. It's not crying and complaining. You're just getting the job done. And for everybody else that was like attacking me and saying I don't know what to do, it's funny because this always happens. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what they say. They always have to surrender. They always have to submit to the cards that I say to play. Eventually, they'll come around and they have to play the cards that I say. The funny part about it, about the Dark Magician community, they're always 5 years behind me. Like I'm already 5 years playing the cards, and I have to wait 5 years for them to catch up. The cards that I always recommend, the YCS champions say that's why they won. So it just so happened. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know. I support Matchy, Dark Mission branded. The exact way he plays it, I just believe that Sanctifier should be in there, and he should be changing a few other cards around on the extra deck, but everything else is fine. And I disagreed with playing the runic, and good thing that he switched back, because I kept telling him this is the version that's better. So we're gonna end the video with that. Hopefully you like the video. Comment, like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. You can give it your thoughts. You could go visit Matchy, but I support Matchy 100%, and I'm sure he's gonna adjust the deck, and I'm proud of him. And he's a real Dark Magician player. One of the things that I love about him, before I end the video, he doesn't play Rogue, because Ref is not good. People who ditch Ref, they're top tier players. You're like, why? Because you're no longer affected by hand traps. Nothing can stop you. You're just hard summoning it one way or another. And that is the right way to do it. That's how I always played it. And people who have a lot of success, that's how they play it. It has nothing to do with me. With that being said, God bless, take care, Dark Magic Attack.